synthetic division. Okay. Try to write larger today for this. If synthetic division only works under certain circumstances, it's a shortcut to what we did yesterday. So if you understood what we did yesterday, this will actually be easier, and you may even go, great, it's a shortcut. A couple of conditions. If you didn't understand what happened yesterday, this still might help.
I did.
Or it may confuse you more. We will find out. There is a condition. Okay? Only works if dividing by something in the form x minus a. For example, on number 21 last night, okay, on the homework, we were dividing by something that I believe was 2x squared minus a number. Okay? Synthetic division would not work in that case. Synthetic division only works if you have x raised to a first power minus a number. Okay? Doesn't work if you get any other situation, you have to go back to using polynomial long division like we did yesterday. Here's an example of how it works and why it has a name similar to synthetic substitution, which we did last week.
I know why.
I'll use the example from the book so that it doesn't blow up in my face too badly. So we're going to divide x cubed.
I cheated. I looked ahead in the book last night.
And did you like what you saw in this?
That's a no.
Well, I think that's a no. And we're going to divide this by
Ew.
x plus 3.
Yes, divided by u.
Okay. When you are dividing by x plus or minus a number, and only x plus or minus a number, you can choose to use synthetic division instead of polynomial long division like we did yesterday. So, but here's the trick to it. You make the L shape just like you do for synthetic substitution. The number that goes here, however, is not 3. The sign gets switched. There's a reason for that we'll go into next week when we talk about finding zeros. But that's the trick. The trick is, if you're dividing by x plus 3, you do synthetic substitution with negative 3. If I were dividing by x minus 3, I would change this to plus 3. You always change the sign. Okay? The condition, it only works if it's in the form x plus or minus a number. The trick, I should make that plus or minus.
Yeah, that was kind of...
That'll clarify it a little bit. If it's x plus or minus a number, the trick is the sign of the number changes when you go on to the synthetic substitution. After this, it works just like synthetic substitution. Who remembers what I would put across the first row if I were doing synthetic substitution here?
1, negative 6,
Excellent solve. 1, 2, negative 6, negative 9. As quick as an auctioneer. Who remembers how this works from here?
The 1 goes down.
The 1 goes down. Excellent.
multiply by negative 3.
Multiply the 1 by negative 3.
Wait, that's it? It's exactly like synthetic substitution?
Yeah, but I'll have to show you how to interpret the answer, because you don't get x's and x squared and stuff in your answer. So yeah, that works exactly. I thought you'd think so. Okay, now we add 2 plus negative 3, and what do we get?
Negative 1.
Last time I checked. What is negative 3 times negative 1?
13.
Positive 3. What is negative 6 plus positive 3? Negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3?
9.
Positive 9. And what is our remainder?
0.
0.
Wait, why remainder?
Good point. I'm jumping ahead, actually.
It's at the end.
For synthetic substitution, what we did, I jumped ahead a little bit. Synthetic substitution, this was our answer, correct?
Yeah.
So for synthetic substitution, our answer would have been 0. Here's what happens. These are now your coefficients of your answer, and this is your remainder. The coefficients work backwards.
So it's
What?
3x cubed minus x squared minus
3.
x.
Negative 3x
Negative 3x.
cubed.
Hold this thought. Okay, this is good. I like what you
Wait, by
guys
backwards you mean plug it in. So be
minus, okay,
negative Yeah, negative 3x cubed plus negative 1x squared.
No, that's not what I meant by backwards. That's a great guess,
Can
though.
we just stick to
I'm
long
phrasing
division?
this terribly.
Wait, long division was way easier.
Would it
You
be?
think so? Okay, well, here, let me show you how this answer
Yeah,
works
what?
now. Because we divided an x cubed by an x,
Did I say trick or trick?
trick.
Oh,
Because we
that's
divided an
squared.
x cubed by an x, this is going to be the coefficient on the x squared, this will be the coefficient on the x, and this will be the constant term.
It's a lot easier.
So my answer is going to be 1x squared minus 1x minus 3, and there's no remainder.
Right, Mr. Goldberg?
Yeah.
You can't do this if it's 2x plus or minus a, right?
You could factor out the 2, but that gets a little tricky. We'll talk about that next week. But the short answer is no, not immediately. You have to do something to it. And if it's an x squared there or something, you can't do it.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah, so if you get it in this form, it's a ton easier. I'm going to do one now that is not out of the book, so it's more likely to have a remainder or
Something like.
be uglier.
Wait, does it
How about do like,
have to be negative 3?
We're at
Negative 6 plus negative 3?
negative 3 times negative 1 gave me a positive 3 here.
Oh.
Negative 6
Okay.
plus 3 gave me
Forgot
negative 3.
about that
what
function.
about,